Good evening, my fellow Patriots. How are we doing tonight? I'm sure people are going to start coming in very quickly. So we will definitely be seeing some people. It looks like we have one person. How you doing today, Winks? I'm we are going to cover a lot of stuff today. People we really want people to understand who we are and what we're about. And there's just a few things going on. So we are going to be. Oh, there's Alpha. How we doing tonight? I am getting everything set up. There you are. I'm early. Yes, I am early. We are going to start doing all of our live streams at 7 p.m. sharp each and every single day. That's Central Standard Time. So anymore, well, that way it's not too late, it's not too early. If for some reason I can't make it, guys, we will definitely let you guys know. I am doing well. Where's everybody coming in from? I see I know we have California. I know we have Pennsylvania, New York. So, yes, we are definitely going to change a few things. And yeah, Pennsylvania, I see we have 14 people and buildings. So we have Oregon, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, New Mexico, Tennessee, North Carolina again. Yep. Baltimore, or AKA Bloodymore. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hearing. So we are basically just going to couple more minutes and then we're going to launch into it. Guys, this might get a little long. I know some people have heard this already, but since the last time we talked about it, we have had a lot of new people coming in. A lot of people are checking us out for the very first time. So we want to make sure people are understanding who we are, what we're about, because I'm hearing there's a lot of information out there, specifically targeting the message that we're trying to spread. So we definitely want to counteract any wrong messages that people are getting. You had a busy day tracking planes. God bless Jason. Yes, Jason's a good asset to have. So, oh, you have Nebraska. I am glad to see somebody from Nebraska in here. So, yes. So we will be jumping into this very, very quickly. I'm going to go and check and make sure everything is 100%. Okay. Give me just a few seconds, and there's a few people I haven't seen yet, but we are definitely getting ready to rock and roll. So everybody knows I was working with another channel and we went our separate ways. I am glad I did so. It's opened up a lot more opportunity, a lot more good has came from bad. I don't want to disparage anybody, but I want people to understand where I'm at. I want people to understand what I'm focused on. I mean, if people are looking for a rabbit hole, there's 100 other channels to go to. I'm not gonna run down rabbit holes. I spend too much time trying to backtrack out of rabbit holes after I've already ran down. So when I started, I said, you know what? We're gonna go with the stuff that we can verify, and we can actually add value to. So everybody asks me, well, what's your background? I have a background in the military. I have worked for various 3-letter agencies. I'm not going to get into which ones because, quite honestly, I'm not able to really talk about it. But so I have a few years of government level access and experience. So you lost your username. Huh. That's too bad. But Jason and I were talking today, and we really, I was, we were chatting back and forth, and he said, well, we need a statement as to who we are. What sets us apart from everybody else? We one thing that I will tell you guys, anybody that's watching, if you've watched any of my past shows, if I put something up, I've already told people how to find factual data, how to find factual information about stuff that's out there. There's whether they're talking about it being unclassified or declassed. I showed you where to find those. I showed you where to find medical stuff in regards to different viruses, different bugs that are out there. We know where to go. There are a lot of people in here that do not have that ability. They have not learned everything that everybody else has. So bear with me a little bit. I'm going to run through it real quick. And then guys, like and subscribe. And if you guys want to receive a newsletter, we will have a pop-up on the webpage itself very, very quickly. I was talking to the developer. He said hopefully by the end of tonight he will get it up. Then anytime we do a live or a podcast, it'll pop up as a show notes. So everything will be documented in there. You'll see the excerpts and the links. And if there's stories that needed validation or whatever, and it's coming out of classified or stuff that was declassified and we're discussing it, we'll include those links and where to find those declassified files so you can actually go through and review those yourself. So that's something that we are currently working on. So we are getting better at it. And guys, again, we have 29 people on here. We have more probably going to watch this after the fact. So again, the information that I'm giving you, not only am I backing it up with facts, but I'm giving you the links to the stories themselves. I'm also giving you the underlying documentation. If there's needed to be supporting documentation, we will have that in those show notes, free of charge. I don't charge people for the information that I gather. Patriots that try to charge people for the data that they have are doing it for the wrong reason. Like I've said from the beginning, if people want to donate, the link, if they go to the website, there's a link at the top of the website, or there's a store. They can purchase some swag stuff there. I'm not in this to make a whole lot of money. I'm not in it to make money at all. But if people want to help out, that's the way I have set up. No, I don't have a Patreon account. No, I don't have any of that fancy stuff. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm keeping everything as simple and as streamlined as possible. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch. I also have a profile on Rumble, and we're adding others. But right now, that's where we're at. Anybody, and if iHeartRadio, if you guys want, if you subscribe to us over at iHeartRadio, as soon as new podcast drops, it'll give you a notification right away saying that there is a new podcast. You can go and check it out for yourself. So, do I have Venmo? So, it is my t-shirt Springfield Armory. I wish. I haven't found a supplier. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we're working on. So, but guys, I'm sorry. I was going through that real quick, just trying to hammer through, so I missed a whole bunch of messages. So, yeah, yeah, we will definitely be. Yeah. Alpha, I can set that up. Right now it's just PayPal that we have, and that's what I've been using. So, guys, if you go to the website and it's asking you to register, I haven't gotten rid of the sidebar. There until I have the pop-up, there's really no way to register. I don't want people getting confused. Okay. I'll get rid of that sidebar so you guys don't have to worry about that anymore. So, but, yep. Okay. Alpha, if you send me an email, I'll reach out to you for sure. So, yeah, I have Cash App as well, guys, but I I've been using that for personal. I've I've had a Cash App for years since it came out. So, but is this a right wing Republican thing? No, it's called the truth. So sometimes the truth is a little bit hard to stomach. So, yeah, well, guys, sometimes the truth. Yeah, Jason, I have the developer setting that up tonight, so he is working on that right now. Well, wants to know if my T-shirt is Springfield Armory. Like I said, a lot of our stuff we get like Gildan and stuff like that. Springfield Armory, I cannot say that it is because unfortunately I'm not going to answer that right now, but we'll get to that very quickly. So, Daydream, if you know of a supplier for that, definitely reach out to us. I'm sure everybody knows what our email address is. So, Queenie, I can't answer that yet. I don't have enough information about it. So, uh, I'm still looking into it, guys. Not gonna. I don't want to. I don't want to say something and it not be true. So, do I? Okay. Give me a second. Yeah. The store link, guys, I'll have that up tonight too. It's been a bit busy, chaotic day, so we will be having all that stuff updated very quickly. I'll get the sidebar out, and then you guys will have access to it. If you email it to me, it's better because then I can actually review it after the fact, and I don't have to scroll through it. So, yeah, I there. I'm glad you guys are jumping on that one. But I'm gonna open a file real quick. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah. I'm up late, and if you need, are you in the Signal group? Alpha, if you are, you can just look me up and shoot me a text message too. My phone number is in the Signal group. So if a company says something that aren't true about a company, says something that ain't true about a company, can that company press charges against you? They can't press criminal charges against you, but they can sue you using libel and slander laws. So, but yeah. So, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna take care of something. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to go put somebody in timeout. But guys, uh, when we're talking about our history, what we do, what we why we talk about the stuff we talk about. Jason, he has he is former Navy. He was an AV, aircraft service tech, and so he's definitely going. He knows a lot more about the planes and the aircraft and the movements and all that stuff. Az, so he knows a lot more about that than I do. I mean, yeah, I worked with the airlines. Yeah, I've done stuff, but commercial versus military aircraft, two different things. Um, and he has 20 plus years working with IT. So when it comes time to building out our servers, when we go to implement them, he's going to be the guy that's going to do it more than likely. Um, People ask, where did Patriot News Network start? Well, quite honestly, it started in a 5x9 room. The room I'm in is about 45 square feet, so I am in a closet space, and I in my house, so I don't really talk too much, and I don't show my house because, quite honestly, I don't really care to have people know exactly where I'm at. But we were with another channel at first, and there was some disagreements, and I went my separate way. I took the name with me, and Patriot News Network was truly born. we really don't like to get into all the craziness and everything that other people other channels like to get into, because those channels are a dime a dozen. If I wanted to be them, if I wanted to be like them, trust me, I could. Because growing up, I was a conspiracy theorist. I didn't have the meat and potatoes behind everything, but due to the work that I did, I now have a lot more meat and potatoes and not enough theories. So it's better to talk about the truth than stuff that you can't confirm, because the next person down the road is going to say, "Hey, I am I want to see the underlying documents." Well, if you can't prove it, they'll go out, find somebody else that can prove against whatever you're saying, and now you just became a liar. Everything I provide, everything I talk about is in the public domain. People can actually go and look. They can research. They can do the research. When you truly wake up, I don't care if you're watching this now or later. When you truly wake up and you really want to understand things, you first have to know how to research. Where do we go? People talking about military tribunals. Well, have you went to mc.mil? And give me a second. I'll put that link up. If you go to mc.mil, guess what? And I'm sure Jason will have the full link up very quickly for both YouTube and Twitch. So if you guys go there, you will find your court martials. You'll find all that stuff. So there's really no ambiguity. I'm not going to talk about a military tribunal of somebody who is very much alive, even though on a list that's floating around the internet, it says they've been arrested or executed. Stuff like that is disinformation. It is not accurate. There may be one or two people that have passed away, but they pass away from either natural causes or suicide. They don't just magically get arrested and then executed. It don't happen that way. Real life happens. And just because somebody's a sick and twisted, you know what, and they deserve to die, doesn't mean it always happens. We have over 1,174 people, if the last time I checked, and I could be wrong on the number, but I know at least that many people are in death row right now. So, and they've been there for years. The average time for somebody to be put to death on death row is only 27 years. We only got to take care of them for over 2.5 decades before they're actually put to death. So, I mean, guys, the same goes for the military. We don't just slam bam, thank you, ma'am, pop you in the head. We don't do that. That is against the Hague Convention. It is against international law, everything. It does not compute. And for a country to do that, their leaders, everybody would be put on the stand, and actually they would be tried in the Hague court, and yeah, then their sentence would be handed down. And once it's in international court, then the stuff happens fairly rapidly. But Saddam Hussein, it took him 1.5 years to be tried, and then another 1.5 years afterwards before he was actually executed. So things like this do not happen fast. Yep. So yeah, guys, I don't make a living doing this. This is not where my money's made. I'm not here to blow smoke up your skirts or pants, depending on what you wear. I don't really care. But for me, if I sit here and pay attention to every little detail that every other channel was to say, I'd go insane. We do respect other channels. I'm not going to bash anybody, but I want people to be understand that it is purely in the words of a good friend, they're prophetic pimps. Basically, they're scaring the living snot out of people and then billing them and charging them money. We don't need that. So, but I'm not that kind of a person. If people are if people know people who are being taken advantage of, once we're done with this live, send this link to them, send the YouTube link, whatever. Send it to the people that you know are being taken advantage of, because we don't want them taken advantage. We want people to actually understand that there are people who are out there trying to take your money. So okay, heavy breathing. Sorry. Live in North Carolina is, yeah. But guys, yeah, the arrest list is false. Never know what's true anymore. Do you believe Biden is arrested? Guys, as far as Biden, there's a lot of people who are saying that something big's going to happen tomorrow. Right now, I'm telling people if they are going to DC, turn right around and go home. Anybody that shows up to rally in DC will be arrested, and they will be prosecuted. And that's no joke. These guys are doing everything they can to label conservatives and label libertarians and people who want freedom. They're doing everything they can to label you as a terrorist. Do not give them the opportunity to do so. So, guys, do I believe Biden's the stumbling Joe Biden's the same Biden that I know? And yes, I do know who he is. I've met him personally. I know for a fact that that's the same man that gets out in front of that camera. It's the same dang man because I know the man personally. Okay? I've met all these politicians. I know them personally. I know their families. Do not believe for a second that it's what people are saying is 100% true. So, yes, there's going to be another false flag attack tomorrow. That's the FBI and the CIA and everybody's already saying it. They're telling people it's going to happen. People need to heed the warning. They're saying 2 militia groups are going to be in DC and they are going to raid the Capitol. So, can you imagine if you see a politician, if you got within 10 feet of somebody without being tackled, to pull off a mask? If you think there's a mask and you got within 10 feet, you're a lucky person. So, yeah, there's, guys, photos and video are easy to manipulate. When anytime we wanted to create the illusion that something was happening, I could take live footage when I worked with the government. I could take live footage and change it on the fly. I don't need any special tools or equipment. I could do it and change it from the time it got from the camera to the live TV screen. It doesn't take. It's not magic. It takes a couple skilled workers, but we can edit all that stream before it actually happens and before it's actually aired to your TVs. So Castle Rock Studios. There's two Castle Rock Studios, guys. Two. One is one that people know about out in LA, but there's another one that's owned by the same company that's in Maryland, only 20 miles from the White House. So, guys, the government knows how to play people. They are going to play on your fears. They are going to play on your weaknesses. They are going to make you feel like giving up. They know how to do it, and trust me, we did it for years. When the reason I can't listen to some of these other people, you wouldn't get Mama G, you would not get within 10 miles of there. It is on a government facility, but it is ran by Castle Rock. But so, oh, I may be somewhat wrong. I guess there's a third one, but guys, there's so many ways to trick somebody's mind. One of the things that I used to do is I dealt with um, breaking people, breaking their minds. Okay, so when if I had somebody alone in a gray box for a month, in 1 month I could break somebody just playing the same message over and over and over. You will do this. You're alone. You no longer matter. Stuff like this, subliminal messaging. When you're listening to people who are really good at disinformation and they really want you to believe something, you'll notice the same things each and every single time. They'll come back and regurgitate, and then it'll be this. They'll give you different stories with the same message over and over and over until you believe that. In 30 days, your mind will believe what you're seeing, what you're hearing, and everything in front of you. 30 days. Once they've broken you, now your mind, if they don't build on that, now your mind will start to go downhill. That's what leads people to suicide. Subliminal messages and influencing the brain, if it's not properly influenced after it's been broken, it'll go into depression, and then the depression will lead to suicidal thoughts, and suicidal thoughts will lead to ultimately suicide. So a lot of these other channels, they're really good. I mean, if you want to get a good lesson, do. But they're also employing the same techniques that we've been using to break prisoners of war, to extract secrets from them. For us, there's techniques that we use to make it faster, but I'm not going to talk about it. So, guys, That's what disinformation does. It will break your mind. And then you're either going to do one of two things. Your mind is either going to eventually believe everything that's being told, or it's going to literally start to get depressed. Minds are fragile things. So we are definitely picking up people. We're over 50. We have over 50 people on this. This is the most ever for this channel. So, guys, I want you guys to understand that what I'm telling you, the reason I switch things up is because you guys deserve the truth. You deserve to understand why I say do your own research, because not only do I know a thing or two about breaking minds, but I also know a thing or two about how to combat disinformation at a level to where people can see through it. So, yeah, I know a lot of people they're gonna go back and listen to this after I've already done it and I posted it up on the podcast. They're gonna listen to it and they're going to see that it makes sense. I'm not blowing smoke. Anybody who's read a psychology book, either 101 or 202, whatever psychology level they're at, they'll see that it's what I'm saying is factual. So, what else? Okay. I am actually, Jason was very, very nice to me. He actually made me a nice little outline of everything I need to cover tonight. And it's only 3 pages. And I'm barely through the first page. So, yeah. So, guys, I hope a lot of what I'm saying is making sense and people understand what I'm doing. I'm building the groundwork. Patriot News Network is about what you guys need to hear, not what you want to hear. Because I don't regurgitate. I'm just going to take what I'm hearing. I'm going to find out the facts, and then I'll tell you. So, don't drink the Kool-Aid, kids. Yep, I agree. But, guys, anybody that wants to see the live, we have it. Of course, we are streaming on Twitch. We obviously, most of you guys are on Twitch. We are also streaming on YouTube. The links will be available each and every single day. I will have those links available on the website, which is patriotnewsnetwork.us. 1 hour after the show, I always try to have it posted on the website as a podcast. So if you guys miss the beginning of it, you can go back and listen to it. Like there are some people that were coming in a little bit late, but we also have a page on Facebook. Right now, I'm not posting a whole lot on Facebook, but if people want to go over, leave comments, they can do that. And then all of our sites, everything that we use to verify information, all that stuff. I'm going to have a resources page on our website, and I'll have that link up tonight. And I will give you guys every place that we get our new, or not only our news, but all of our resources. So everything where we're pulling from, you guys will have links for. So Good catch there, HH. So yeah, we are on Telegram. We're on Signal, not on MeWe. I do have Parlor, Twitch, YouTube. Here shortly will be, if people do, I'm sure everybody's talking about it, that they probably all have DuckDuckGo. So all of our resources, from power outages to internet outages to cell phone outages, all that stuff, the VAERS report, all your medical stuff, we are definitely going to have all that on our resources page. So if you need a quick reference something, go to your resource page, and there you are. So yeah, we will have, once we have the resource page set up, I will let you guys know through the Signal platform. If you guys don't know yet, we do have a Patriot News Network Signal platform. So if you guys want, talk to Jason, talk to Proud, they can get you hooked up and in there if you'd like. Any updates that, if there's going to be a change in regular scheduled times, whatever, we'll make sure that's posted there as well as our website. So Winks, I believe I have you in there right now. So if you send us something, well, you get a yes. So here's something that I thought I'm going to share this, Jason, and you might not like it, but I'm going to share it just so people can see. Okay. Can you guys see that all right? Or no? Okay. Can't read it. How about now? Okay. How do we decipher what we're reading? How do we really vet the information that we're reading? Okay. Is it mainstream media? Mainstream media cross references and references a whole bunch of people. So a lot of the stuff that's referenced, for the most part, until it starts talking about anonymous sources, a lot of the stuff is pretty accurate. Reuters, Associated Press, stuff like that. They're the two main news sources and news RSS feeds. So when Reuters, when there's a story that's submitted to Reuters, it automatically propagates out to Fox, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, and so on and so forth. So a lot of those, there's a lot of opinion mixed with some facts. Again, still considered disinformation because it's not 100% accurate. Any story that says unnamed sources, unless they are at the top of the food chain, the main sources are going to be the top 5 people of each and every single agency. So, howdy, North Carolina. So, again, how trustworthy is the source? Do they actually validate their news? How many retractions do they have? How reliable has the news been that you've seen in the past? The past will show you the present and the future. Basically, everything about what we do is making sure that if there's corrections made, we want to make sure that's happening. But if I'm hearing they're having to retract story after story after story after story or correct them, I'm not going to use that news source as a source anymore. So, Brad, I like your comment, but we're talking other stuff. Are they mainstream media like the Epic Times? Okay, the Epic Times since conception, since they started doing this, the Epic Times has actually only issued 2 retractions in over 5 years. So that they're very, very accurate on their sourcing. They don't use a whole lot of anonymous sources. So they won't go into heavy detail. So additional sources to include, use your own eyes. If you see something that don't look right, chances are it's probably not. If you see a news article and you're thinking it sounds a little bit strange, it probably is. Do some research. Go to the site, go through and start working down the list. If it's a story on the military, go and check some of our military resources. If it's a story in regards to politics or the viruses or anything like that, you just link over, go to PubMed, go to the cdc.gov. These are all resources that we use. And the CDC versus PubMed will contradict each other, and there's a reason for it. One's scientific research and one's propaganda. So sometimes they mix them up and it ends up on the CDC website, but you do not see the propaganda anywhere on PubMed. So, but yeah, DuckDuckGo, guys, we do value our privacy online. If people are asking you for money, if you do have money to give, don't just hand it out willy-nilly, because there are frauds out there, and I'm not going to name anybody, not going to happen, but there are many other channels that are going out begging people for money, and it might be to pay for a truck, it could be to pay for the site. We want to make sure that it like for us, if we're doing this, it's not free, but I'm not worried about the cost because I'm happy paying it. I don't care if you name them. PubMed, there's no propaganda through PubMed. It's purely scientific research. So, but yeah, we definitely value your guys' safety. We definitely value all of that. And I know there are people that were doxxed or their information was put out online that if you guys know people that are like that, definitely put them in touch with me. So, yes, pubmed.gov. So, and guys, I have other resources too, and as we go further and further along, those other resources will be available. I'm always checking. I'm always adding to my list. I'm always reading. So if you guys have any questions about things, I'm not up to date on all the just Sarah and Sarah. I'm not up to date on that, and I'm getting there, but I'm not up to date. So yeah, but I know you guys have questions. I'm not gonna waste your time just sitting there talking about everything that's going on. Our store link will be up tonight. We'll have that ready for people to buy products. There's going to be something in there for everybody if you so desire. So I'm not going to pay for anything you can get for free. Exactly. And if you can't get stuff for free, two eyeballs and a little bit of using the head, old noodle, and you'll get it. We can, but not when I'm live on YouTube or Twitch. That will actually get me taken down. So if you guys want me to do a live show, I can. I'll put up a link. One of these days we can put up a link, and I can actually do it through radio. But until then, I'm not gonna. I don't want to do it without doing something like that because if it hits YouTube, if it hits Twitch, I will be next, and I will not do that. That'd be a question for Time or Jason. So if he wants to, Jason, that's a question for you. Okay, and that's his response to you, King Me. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to catch. So give me a second. Okay. Questions are coming from Twitch. Are we going to get into a conflict with Syria or Iran soon? Unfortunately, I believe we are in the very beginning stages of such conflict. So, don't want to get too hyperbolic, but when you start slinging missiles, people start getting dead and people start getting deployed. So, unfortunately, I believe it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a when. So, guys, I know you have plenty of plane questions, and I know that you guys are all eager to hear from my friend Jason. So give it up for Jason. How you doing tonight?
I'm alive. How you
Well,
guys
that's a
doing?
good thing.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm alive. So the questions of helicopters over DC. Yes, there was helicopters over DC. Hi, everybody. Um, were the helicopters doing anything specific? There was actually only two legitimately over DC today. I watched very specifically all day today because I saw some weird stuff earlier this morning that Shane and I talked about, and I'll get to that in 1 minute. Basically, there was a Blackhawk and what's called an HC 60. I think that was it. EC 60. I don't remember. It's been such a long day already. Anyway, basically, long and the short is it's a nuclear sniffer. What it does is it checks particles in the air for any nuclear activity, radioactive activity. The one in Washington went up, flew a very, very specific pattern, came back down, went up again, flew a different pattern, and then came back down, and that was pretty much it for that one. No reading. What does helicopters over DC mean exactly? So the actual town or blocks of Washington, D.C., there was helicopters up flying overhead. It's not a common thing, but it's not very super uncommon either. Hopefully that answers your question. The other thing is that nuclear sniffer helicopter that was up today, there was about 6 of them that were up. Those 6 were actually over different areas. One was in Pennsylvania, one was in West Virginia, and they were doing some pretty serious loops there. So I don't know that there's anything there. I don't know that there's anything not there, but I just wanted to make sure I let you guys know what's going on. Currently, and this was just before Shane went live today, there was 36 Black Hawk helicopters up over the U.S. as a whole, which at 7 o'clock at night is not a huge or a normal thing. Let's put it that way. We're back down to 24 now, but it's still kind of a high number for this late at night. And Winks, you're right. They will turn off their radars. Proud, they were. Give me a minute. In the reading area of Pennsylvania. Right now, I told you guys yesterday about the couple that were Reading. I'm sorry, you're right, Reading. The couple that were over Minneapolis, there's nothing there tonight. So that was kind of a one-time, one and done type deal. The other thing is there's been rumors flying around that Trump has Air Force One up and down, in the air and out of the air. I've been watching today. I've got an alert set for myself, and I have not seen anything today or anything yesterday at all with Air Force One. There's everything that happened on Saturday that everybody knows about, but that was the last time it was seen. If anything were to happen with Trump tomorrow, wouldn't it be in D.C.? I don't think so. I think it could just about be anywhere, depending on who you believe, how you believe it. And guys, I'm sorry, I don't have Shane's power to pull the questions up onto the thing. The question from Ariel Mel: if anything were to happen with Trump tomorrow, would it be in D.C.? I don't think It would be. As a matter of fact, if depending on who you listen to, and I'm starting over with what I said before, depending on who you listen to and how you listen to them and everything else, could be in Pennsylvania, could be Texas, could be Florida. So I don't know. Um, do I think that March 4th is a false flag? Yeah, I do. I think that if something were to happen tomorrow, we would have seen signs of it already. Meaning, use Miramar as a really good example. Um, they had their coup, they had a revote, they had this, they had that. I think that that's something similar as to how it would go down. Is that why there's a TFR near Miami? No, I think that TFR near Miami is for a sub for possibly another test relaunch or test launch. So hopefully I just jumped on here fast enough for you guys to give you guys as many answers as possible. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I don't want to leave you guys without questions. A lot of what Shane was telling you guys earlier is stuff that Shane and I have been working on behind the scenes to get you guys up to speed so you can do your own things. We want to be able to turn you guys loose in the world and be able to find your own things. And if you guys want to come to us, by all means, that's awesome. But we want to be able to arm you guys, and I don't mean arm physically, I mean arm intelligently, with as much information as what you can get for yourself on top of what we give you. Winks, do they have test launches in national parks? That's not something I want to necessarily answer.
Simple answer is no. There are a couple national parks that were nuclear missile silos. They're part of the Minuteman III program, but they're no longer active. So everything's been capped, and you can actually go and visit inside the silos. But no, that's a simple answer.
Okay. And I didn't know whether that was the answer or not, and that's why I said I'd rather not answer.
And guys, it's super easy to kind of be ambiguous a little bit and not really answer yes or no. It would have been very easy because there are some sites that are active that could they be on state land? Yes. Could they be on federal land? Yes. But to know for sure which ones are which, trying to discern that is difficult. But most of those sites, if you come across something like that, you'll see a nice little barbed wire fence on top of a chain link, about 10 feet tall. You'll see the razor wire on the top, and there'll be a nice little plaque. You are now entering the property of the U.S. government. No trespassing. You're right under such and such military code, and boom, you enter that property and you get tried, and you go away for a long time. So,
Josie Nye, what are your thoughts on the med beds? Can you explain what you're talking about specifically? Unless Shane, you know.
Okay, so the med beds, we are looking at. I am looking into that, but basically the theory behind the med beds is they're using frequency radiation with different frequencies to try to cure or mitigate diseases. Can they say that they will cure, treat, or mitigate any disease? No, that is actually against the law. You cannot say something like that. So do I think they work? I know people who say they work really well. They do have the technology. They are using those, and there's only some. I think there's a few places actually open that are doing that kind of treatment in Texas. So as I do more research, as I find locations for people, I'll definitely share the information because as a former health worker, I think it's important for people to actually have a place to get that kind of information. And it's always interesting technology and to do the research. You guys, that's why we gave you PubMed. That's why we gave you the different resources, and we'll have that up on the site so people can actually go and research it. So,
Um, Alpha, I did see your comment earlier about not being able to research it on your own, and that's why you want to come here. Appreciate it. And that's great. But that's why Shane and I are giving this information as much as possible, is to make sure that, hey, we bring you guys what we see. We bring you guys as much documentation that we see. And if you guys trip across something and have questions, by all means, send them over. Peaches, send that over. I'm thinking send it over on the Signal.
yeah, if you post it in the chat, nobody, it's going to be seen, and then as soon as live's over, then those chats disappear. So
Right.
it's better to put that on the Signal platform or Telegram. There is a Patriot News Network chat that you can post it there as well.
So, okay, some things are not necessary to know, right? Yeah, there's things that happen in the government, in the military, in spy games, in all kinds of different things that it's just better the general public doesn't know about. And it's not just to protect those in those things, it's also to protect the ability to continue to utilize those things. What I mean by those things, it could be anything from interrogation processes to movements to safe houses to a whole slew of other things. So Shane and I kind of watch what we say and how we say it specifically to make sure that what we say when it comes to those types of things aren't specific enough to get anyone in trouble.
yeah, I guys, if there's something classified that I know, you, I, I will sit there and deny it, or basically say that I can't answer that. I'm very, very studious about making sure that if something's classified, it stays that way. It's not being released until it's declassified and people can actually find that information out.
Yep.
Oh,
Mindy, so I'm going to tell you a very quick story. About August of last year, a friend of mine that I've known since fourth grade started me down a specific letter rabbit hole. And it's very so. Shane, if you want to pull up the Mindy comment, she says, or he, I'm sorry, guys, I don't want to assume anything. I feel like I've been too far down the rabbit hole. Although coincidences seem so real, but I feel like we will be stuck with this administration until they self-destroy. Don't think that you've been too far down any rabbit hole. And let me explain why. You researching brought you here. You researching woke your eyes up. You researching made you learn other things. So it's never a negative thing to learn more. like I said, a friend of mine started me down a very specific letter thing in August of last year, and I spent. I'd have to ask my wife, but I can honestly say I probably spent 4 to 5 hours a night researching, reading, looking at things, all kinds of different things, to literally come up to and put together what Shane and I have now. And just like Shane said earlier, guys, there are lies and truths and lies. And what I mean by that is I don't know how many of you are parents, but if your kid ever comes home late and says there was traffic, or I didn't realize what time it was and there was traffic on the way home, okay, you really didn't understand what time it was or know what time it was to get your butt home on time. And the lie is the traffic. Okay. So you have to look at it in that kind of sense to see the picture as a whole. And as you take that picture as a whole and you're able to start deciphering what it is that's right and what it is that's wrong, that's what brings the people together to learn. Okay. So don't ever think that it's a bad thing. And as far as this administration, I think that honestly, it's not going to be long for the world. I think that someone will be removed and someone else will be taking over. And I'm going to leave it at that. You guys can guess. You can ask me to cough, and I'm going to literally leave it at that. Shane, I don't know what I've missed and what I haven't as far as comments go.
Check your phone.
I did. I tried sending it to you earlier. Okay, gal, can I talk about that letter? There's a very specific reason why I refer to it as a letter. There are things that are out there right now that are listening and watching for that letter to be used. My personal opinion of the entire thing is there are a couple of different people behind the generalities of it. But as things move on, more and more people, so the 4-letter word that comes after the 1 letter, so those people turn into that group, which is kind of what we are here in the general sense. Does that make sense? No, I definitely do not want Nancy Pelosi as VP. I'm going to leave a couple other comments alone. I hope everybody reads them and enjoys them.
Wow.
So, okay, gal, is this the one you're referring to? I did kind of answer that. The single letter is a small group of people. The 4 letters that come after the single letter are many thousands of people. Hopefully that answers your question. Mom says that she's lost, or again, I'm not trying to assume anything. Says that they're lost. Send me a whisper and I'll explain it a little bit more, just kind of more detail. I don't want to put it on here.
Boy, my phone is blowing up.
I
Please get messages from people.
yeah. Okay. And in all respect for Shane, send me a friend request on here and I'll explain it a little bit better. The only reason I'm saying that is like I said, I don't want to take a chance on getting Shane kicked off of anything. And there's a lot of people listening and a lot of people and a lot of sensory groups that will pull as soon as you start talking about it. There is a letter that's in the teens proud. In when you count the alphabet, somewhere after M is in Mary. Yes. So
Okay.
that would be it. And I don't want to go much further than that, but if you guys have questions, I'll be more than happy to explain them. Shane, did you pull up that entire document to show everybody all the links that we're going to provide to them and everything else?
No, I didn't show all that. Yeah, we don't. Let's just do that, guys. And I'm not. Okay, well, where am I? Okay.
Can you make your screen any bigger or no? There you go.
Something's wrong here.
But we can't scroll. There you go. On the right side, you see the gray little bar. Keep going to the right.
Okay, guys. Links that we're going to be putting on the website, just so everybody's aware, for watching the airplanes, the weather sites, earthquakes, so people can watch the earthquakes if they want to, live streaming cameras, and we're going to add more because I do have others.
Yeah, and I forgot to add like 5 of them in there.
Internet service status that also works with cell phones, cellular service, and other things. So poweroutage.us for your electrical grid. VAERS report, that's the vaccine adverse, I can't remember exactly all of it, but
Vaccine adverse effects report.
there you go. And then
Linda, this will go up on Shane's website, which is patriotnewsnetwork.us. Sorry.
yeah. And then the convention estates, we've talked about the convention estates. Anybody that wants to go back and ask questions or see the replay on the convention estates one, I'm talking to a couple individuals, and we are going to see about possibly getting somebody here that's willing to talk about the convention estates. So we'll go, and if I'm able to get somebody locked in, we'll definitely give that to you guys closer in the afternoon. And then people were asking about military tribunals. That's mc.mil. And then, yeah. So people will actually be able to go through and check out all the fun stuff. Pacer.
Pacer, just so you guys know, you can sign up for an account. You can go and pull whatever court documents you want. But you do have to wait for them to send you a letter in the mail before you can log in and start getting those court records.
You can actually get it. There's an option to get it by email.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So, just so people know. So, and then Department of Homeland Security, anything that's dealing with, like today when he was talking about the nuclear sniffers, if there's something going on, it would have been put out as a DHS broadcast report, and because we monitor these sites, we would have been notified right away.
Right.
There was something that was going on.
Just above that, guys, they actually have a scanner set up to listen to DC EMS, which is emergency medical and fire. So you can actually listen to what they're talking about on the two-way radios. I do that quite often, especially if I feel like something's going on in DC. So you guys could pick that up. Again, these are free to go through.
And somebody asked about declassified materials. I will grab that link and I will include that in with these as well. So we're going to be putting all these up on a resources page on the website at patriotnewsnetwork.us. So just to give you guys a heads up, we are definitely wanting to make sure you guys stay informed. And
so Winks asked a question. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no,
Winks asked a question. Can you get those on police scanners? Unless you're within about a 10-mile radius, maybe 15 of DC, no, you cannot. You can get them on a regular police scanner for your own area, but they are not on repeaters to go over US. So basically the way it's set up is someone with a scanner in the local DC area is broadcasting that over the internet.
and guys, there is one thing it does not take into account for is like Secret Service and Capitol Police do not use that frequency.
Correct.
They use digitally trunked lines, so you would never be able to hear them over the internet, anyways. So,
right.
EMS, it's not the Capitol Police. It's you're going to hear some police officers, but they're not Capitol Police.
Yeah, there is very, very specific tools that you would have to have in order to do it. And the way that they're trunked and digitized, you may never be able to see it or hear it anyway, even if you had their frequencies that they use.
You would have to have the encryption key, and if you don't have that, which nobody just gets. So
Holddraw asked, how do you sign up? We're not asking you to sign up. Go to www.patriotnewsnetwork.us, and once we get it all up there, it's all yours to have.
there. And guys, if you're trying to sign up to leave comments and stuff on articles on the website, ignore everything and the side panel, because that's about to disappear. We're getting rid of that. It'll be up in the upper. Okay, so I don't know what you're talking about, Proud, but
I think she's talking about another site. Let's see. Well, okay, there's actually two of us. Did you see that comment? You guy are awesome.
Yeah. So people want to know. Okay. So sorry, I'm gonna just delete that. But see all this stuff over here, guys, on the far right. Please do not try to set up an account. We are working on the page. Very soon, all that stuff will disappear. So,
Josie, Nye, will you guys Zoom with others in the future? We're trying. So I have some connections that I might be able to utilize and grow larger and larger names. So yeah, we're going to try. We want to talk. There's a couple of people that we want to talk to about cancel culture. There's a couple of people we want to try and get in for political conversations. Shane has some pretty big stuff that he's working on. And whenever I say that, I'm not trying to hype anybody or do anything. It's just, it is pretty important, pretty big. And I think that you guys would enjoy it once we get it, or once Shane gets it, excuse me.
yeah, once guys, as things are building, we're definitely going through, and we're trying to build it out so people can get as much information as possible. We do have our social media platform on the back end of the website. I'm trying to make it more user friendly. Did I see Cuomo crying today? No, but that would have been a glorious thing to see.
Yeah.
Just so everybody can see that.
Yeah. He is not not someone I'm a fan of.
And we have our own signal group. We have our Telegram. We have a Telegram group where I do the broadcast from, and where you guys can chat. Facebook page. We have a social media platform on the back end of the website. And guess what, guys? Here's a tip. It's free. And so, guys, everything I'm doing is free.
Right.
I don't have an agenda.
We don't want an agenda. We want to bring you what we find. And if you guys find something and you need it clarified, by all means, fire it off to us. But we're hoping that this resource page that we give you will help you guys to be able to do this in the future. For yourselves, for your family, for your friends. And if you decide to take it and you want to go wake people's eyes up, do it. If you guys want to take it and just read about it, that's fine too. You do with it what you want to do.
And Winks, I absolutely agree with you. I am throwing that up there. It is free for you guys. It is not free for me, unfortunately. So yeah, for you guys it's free. I'm doing this as a courtesy and as a service for you guys, because I know there's a lot of people that are waking up. And if we don't teach people where to find it, and we don't provide the resources, and we don't provide the evidence, we don't
Right.
provide this, that, the other stuff, guess what? We're looked at like fools.
Exactly.
So I'm When can we expect to hear more about Nasera? Give me at least a couple more days. So yeah, I like to have fun, guys. I really do. I am a serious person, and I'm kind of seriously blonde. So just remember that sometimes it takes a couple times to click, but when it
Are
does
you
click,
are you gonna have another show with Daniel this week?
not this week.
Okay. Um, are you going to hold on the VAERS report that I sent you?
We're not gonna we're gonna put everything up, and then if people look at it and they want to discuss it, then we'll discuss it.
Okay.
So any indictment served on the upper tier people. Right now, there's a lot of speculation that there has been, but Mindy, I will get to yours in just a second. I see Jason's chomping at the bit for that one. So, any sealed indictments, I'm almost, if I had to guess, I mean, there's a lot of people who got little white envelopes that went really pale at senior's funeral and at McCain's. So we'll see what takes place. There's a lot of pale faces that shouldn't be pale that day. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
boom. I'll let you handle that one. All on your own.
Well, I'm going to give my opinion because there's nothing to fact check this. Truly fact it. Okay. My opinion is what they say makes absolute sense. However, this is another one of those times where, as you listen to an entire story, okay, you've got this much that's true on this much of a story. Okay. Um, your social security number does make you valuable. And let me explain why. You have a retirement, you have social security income, you have credit, you have bank accounts that are all tied to that number. So, is there value in that number? Absolutely. Is it value that is sold on some market for your worth? I don't believe so. Okay. So, like I said, you have a big story here with this much of it that's actually true. Shane, if you've got another opinion, I'm all ears.
Guys, there's been a lot of stuff about a lot of different things. They talk about our birth certificates being tied to a trust account, which is in trust or in care of the U.S. government. There is a guy that I know who is a little bit more knowledgeable than me, and he would probably be a better one to ask. So maybe I should try to get a hold of him, and he could answer that question better, or actually get a hold of him and see what he has to say, because I don't want to lead people astray. So if I can't answer with a factual information, I'd rather not give my opinion because it could lead people astray if people are like, oh well, that's that's what Shane's opinion is. Yeah, I mean, if that's what his opinion is, it must be true. It's opinions.
Right.
So
And that's what we want to make sure you guys understand. We're quantifying this by, and I'm quantifying this by telling you this much of what I'm saying right now is fact. We all know it. but this much of what I'm saying is my opinion. Okay. And I'm open to hear others' opinions all the time. And there's a lot of times I may be swayed in a different way. So I had a close signal. It was blowing up too much. I couldn't see what everybody was saying.
Did anyone think that?
Do what? Oh, yeah. You know what? I did. It was very somber for what all they supposedly worked for. It should have been a major party. I agree with you 100%. Trying to read through some of these comments that I've missed. Huldrol, you got it. K. Lunger. Let us know what you have questions on. We'll try and get to them on another thing if you have a additional questions. So the information they ask for, could it be used in a wrong way?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then there's one directly below that saying, I can find the link. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be can't find the link.
Can't find the link for what?
I don't know.
I'm going up to. Oh, are you looking for the link to the podcast?
Josie, appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate what you're saying here. Shane, if you see that message from Josie, yes, absolutely. Guys, we're not asking anything from anyone other than if you think that our content is good and Shane's voice and pretty face deserve it, share it.
What are you talking about? This face breaks news. I've already broke one camera. I don't need to break a second one.
Share it out, guys. Seriously. That's all we're asking for. Have you heard of the book Behold a Pale Horse? I haven't.
I haven't either, but I am going to look it up and I will read it. It sounds like a book worth reading. So
Proud, yes, just like the serial number on your birth certificate. Afternoon or evening.
All of the names, guys, across all the platforms is the Patriot News Network. Patriot News Network.
Except for Twitch.
Except for Twitch. And then it's the official Patriot News. We're working on bringing people in who don't want to pay for information that's free. Absolutely. So, yep.
Telegram group name. He just covered that. See, I'm way behind compared to you.
Mindy, we also have Patriot News Network group as well on Signal too. So
thank you, Peaches. We appreciate it.
absolutely. So,
guys, I'm far behind. Paying more attention to answering questions than reading comments.
you know, I will definitely look into it. So, give me I might, guys, I am a paperback or a hardcover kind of guy. If I read a book, it has to be a physical book. I can't e-read. That is not something I'm into. Prod, can you get that over to Michelle? Following the plane. Okay.
It does. It does start to control things. So, um, Winks, if you get the opportunity, try and step away for a little bit.
You'll
You,
go nuts if you continue to watch it all the time.
yeah,
I promise you.
yeah.
So, deplane.
Um, Okie, I want to talk to you about doing a voice chat on Telegram. Interested? That's Shane's gig.
We'll discuss that. I'll set aside some time to get that taken care of for you. Okay. Yep. Give me a. Sorry, I am. People are blowing my phone up, and it's a good thing. So, guys, I am absolutely. A, I'm humbled by the response. We've held steady at just right around the 50 mark for an hour and 43 minutes. So I absolutely appreciate every single one of you guys. So give me a second.
You may not be able to search the Patriot News Network.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to search it. I have it, so it's not.
Oh, okay.
Peaches, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see my email. So HM Starland. Finally. Yep. We absolutely are on our way, guys. And I know it's going to just explode. Okay, so guys, I've been doing this for just we're right at 10 days. I actually went back and checked. It's been 10 days and I am I've been humbled because I remember talking to Jason and doing the announcement one, and my video was choppy and everything was kind of things weren't working the greatest. And I told him, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go for it and we're gonna see where it goes. So the next day people were asking questions, so I did a live, and I got a whole 4 people. The next day, the same thing. The next day, the same thing. And I'm like, is it really worth it? In my heart of hearts, this is a conversation I had to have with myself. Is this worth it for me? And I was like, well, if I don't do this, people are going to I'm going to feel responsible for if somebody was to lose sight of reality or lose sight of the end goal. I felt like it would actually bother me more than it would other people. So I was like, well, and then that very next day, we had a couple of people coming in and they were seeing it and we were talking about it being true and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's we're just one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other.
Yep.
And then it was, and then we got to 7 days, and then my highest was 12 people, and boy, I was getting excited. I was telling Jason, I was like, man, we had our highest show ever. We're booming. And yesterday, or no, the last couple of days, it was sitting right steady at 23 people, and I'm like, boy, if we can just keep 20, if we can just get it to 25, if we could just hold steady right at 25, we are on our way. We're doing what we set out to do. So today we've held steady. I mean, pretty much this entire almost 2 hours that we've been online. So an hour and 47 minutes we've been online. We've held steady right around the 50 mark the whole time.
That's awesome.
I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are what are driving me forward. I'm not the smoothest talker. I am not the slowest talker. And I may not articulate my words the best, but I'm real. I'm not going to sugarcoat crap and feed it to you. I'm going to give you a salty steak. Some of it's you're not going to like. Guess what? That's part of life. I think everybody that sees what we've done, everybody that sees what we are about, knows that in life, it's not about what we want. It's about what we need. Everybody needs the truth. Nobody wants bullshit. So,
Yep. Yep.
holy
And
smokes. It literally just jumped to 61.
wow.
So, guys, you guys are amazing. Everybody. We all know what the moniker is. So you guys can say it before I even say it. Because this message has to get out there. People have to understand that the truth, when the framers wrote the Constitution, they wrote, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equally and endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. So, guys, it's not about Shane. It's not about Jason. It's not about what we're doing. We are putting the message in front of you. Where do we go from here? Where's this torch? We had Rush Limbaugh before us. He carried the torch until he passed away. Are we going to let that torch sit here and lay dormant? Or are we going to pick it up and carry it on our own? It's not about what Shane wants. It's not about what Jason wants. I'm not looking for fame. I'm not looking for fortune. I'm not looking to make money at this. But the message must be carried forward. So as you guys are, we're coming to a close. We have 10 minutes left. I want anybody that has questions, if you have friends, you have family, you have relatives that you haven't shared this message with, people that you don't know. I mean, get out there. Put the website in people's hands. Get people talking about it. Get people clicking those links. Get people listening to the messages. Because guess what? We're not about lying to people. We want people to wake up. We want people
Not
to be
about the
empowered to
financial.
do their own stuff.
We're not about the financial. Real quick, let me attack something here, and I want to go back. Snave, welcome. I haven't seen you on here, but welcome. I am actually currently looking at the White House, and the flag is at full staff. The light is on it, but there is like virtually no wind right now. So, guys, part of the thing that we show, and you guys will see in the links that we post it, okay, you will see a link to multiple weather sources. So in this case, what we do to look at a question like that would be pull up the video. If we can't see it, okay, it could be there, may not be there. Then we'll go to weather.com. We'll look and see what the wind conditions are. And with a mile an hour right now, you can pretty much guarantee a flag is not going to fly. All right. So, guys, this is just another real simple thing where, here's how we go about doing our stuff, how we show you guys. Now, granted, there's a lot of them that are going to be a whole lot more difficult than that, but I want to make sure you guys saw it. Maya, tonight's message, simply put, what tonight started off as is Shane going in and explaining to everyone what we do and how we do it, what our backgrounds are, where our resources are, showing you guys what it is that it'll take to do your own research, to show your own things, to be able to see with your own eyes and your own minds. We don't want to drive you guys away from here, but we don't want to leave you guys exclusively dependent on us either. So that's what overall tonight. And then the thanks for, which, you guys have seen my comments typed every night or almost every night, thanking everyone for coming and visiting and seeing us.
You just got here. Well, you're person number 71. So, guys, honestly, we've literally, okay. So we're just talking about 5 minutes ago. We're at just 48 to 50, right in there, and now we're over 71.
Wow. Maya, Shane does repost his videos. By all means.
So yeah, every day within an hour of us going live, once we finish, I download the recordings and then I post them, and they show up for replay on the website. So anybody that is looking for it, just go to the patriotnewsnetwork.us, and there it is, right on the website.
I appreciate it, King Me.
Time for an hour. Well, yeah, I'm. If you build it, they will come. Absolutely, and guys. Quite honestly, as soon as the social media platform, a lot of people know that there is a social media platform attached to the website. You can go sign up with the link above. and get in there. It's not as user friendly as I'd like. I am working on it. So definitely make sure to go and get on. If you guys want to talk about stuff in there, you can go ahead. It's like I said, it's not as user friendly as Facebook. You can't put full length videos or all that. I'm limited by space, but we are currently in the process of making sure that that's not a problem anymore. So,
Yep. So you guys could all go back and see our smiling faces later. But Patriot, happy birthday.
Proud Patriot, can you get with Daydream and get her the link via either send her a whisper or somehow figure out how to get in touch with her outside? Perfect. Thank you.
LJ Sunset. That is a completely different thing altogether.
Yep, I'm not on that. That's not part of what we do, so
That's correct.
we would not put somebody on a paid platform. All of our stuff is free.
Correct.
So
Hey Shane, you got a mic?
yeah.
You got a pencil?
So yeah, we're I'm just going through and making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I'm not that. Everything we have is free. If people want to buy it from the store, they want to donate, they can do that. Go to the top of the web page, and there it is. The store will be up. The link to the store will be up in just about an hour or so. So, guys, tomorrow's schedule 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock, Central Standard Time. Podcast will drop at 10 o'clock. That is not going to be a live show. I kind of spoiled this morning. It will not be a live show. So, yeah. So, guys,
8 o'clock Central.
yeah, 7 o'clock Central.
See, I'm wrong.
Yeah. So we are going to start 10 o'clock. I'll drop the podcast. 7 o'clock we'll go live each and every single day except for Sunday. So yes, this is a different platform from Chaz. We do not do the same thing here. So
Correct.
guys, you know what I say. You guys have a pencil. You guys have your own microphones. Use them. The silent majority can no longer stay silent. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And good night.